What is up, everyone? I am here at Silver Dollar City outside of Outlaw Run, as you can see behind me. That was my 350th coaster credit when I rode it earlier this morning, and I got several more rides on it throughout the day today. So I'm gonna say my thoughts on the park here as I'm exiting. So for those of you who don't know, I mentioned my 350th coaster credit as Outlaw Run, and that is symbolic of a lot for me, because for those of you who don't know, I was actually at this park in 2013, the year Outlaw Run opened. I didn't ride it. The reason that, now, I could get into the reason why I was here, because it was before I was really an enthusiast. It was because it was my grandparents' 50th wedding anniversary, and my dad's family was doing a family reunion then, so there's a whole story to that. I don't need to get into it, but anyway, long story short, I was here in 2013. I wasn't an enthusiast, but I knew just enough about roller coasters to know about Son of Beast, and not enough to know that RMC had the technology to do it safely. So pretty symbolic for me to make Outlaw Run my 350th credit, and I rode it several times, so that tells you that I liked it. So I will say that drop at night, nothing else like it, because that's just crazy. Now, I will get into some cons with the ride. So the train's not ideal. For example, when comparing it to the trains on Wildcat's Revenge, for example, a newer RMC, it's easy to not get stapled on Wildcat's Revenge because the lap bars don't keep coming down on you as the ride keeps going. But on Outlaw Run, oh yeah, they keep coming down on you, and oh yeah, it restricts the airtime over some of those hills. But it's one of RMC's early works, and you got to appreciate the work of that wave turn, for example, that has gone on to become one of their signature elements, and they have perfected that over the years big time. But it's cool to see the first one and where that element originated. And also, I know I have heard people mention roughness in regards to Outlaw Run. No, it's not rough, not one bit. It does have a little bit of a wood coaster bite to it, but it's not at all rough. So, if you're calling that thing rough, I love the Voyage, and that's one of my favorite coasters, but I am going to say, if you're calling Outlaw Run rough, I better not hear you calling the Voyage smooth, because it's about the same level of roughness. So I'm just throwing that out there. But anyway, let's get into my thoughts on the other coasters. So I'll also talk about Time Traveler, which was my 349th coaster. So, coaster credit, I rode it right before Outlaw Run, because I was at 348 coming in after the E&F Miler in Kansas City that we did a few days ago. So, Time Traveler, I'd say, it proves my point about, I don't know how many people know about my comment on this, but there was a thread about Chinese coasters that I commented on, and my comment was, I suspect the Chinese dive coasters are probably better than the ones that we have from B&M, and my reasoning was the 5-car train. I suspect that has a lot of whip over that drop. Time Traveler proves my point. I'm just gonna say that, because with Time Traveler, you get really whipped over that drop with the whole train pulling you down, in the back row, in the back 2 rows, the back car, because either row could be argued as the back row of rows 7 and 8. But you've got a much bigger train whipping you down than you do on a dive coaster, and that's part of what makes that drop so great, is the whip you get going down that. So yeah, and then talking about Time Traveler's ride experience, like, I mean, it's a really good ride. Like, I mean, it has a few crazy moments. The launches aren't the craziest, but that's something I expect with Mach at this point. But like, I mean, the drop is crazy. Then I went and did Outlaw Run, which was my 350, which I have already discussed why that's symbolic, because like that was probably my saddest Scene It credit, because it was a Scene It credit because I had been too timid to ride it in 2013. So that's a huge deal for me that I rode Outlaw Run after and made it so that that's no longer a Scene It credit. That's just so huge for me. Like I mean, I cannot overstate it. And then Wildfire. It's just a standard B&M looper. And I also got re-rides on everything that I had already ridden here, such as, seeing this space, I'm gonna put my mask on. But but I wanted to see how rides like Powder Keg held up, because like in 2013 I said that Powder Keg was one of my top coasters with that crazy launch that it has. So does Powder Keg hold up? Well, still has its quirk factor. The launch, I mean, it's extreme for those statistics that it has, because like, I mean, with the statistics you have, you can only expect so much, and it's definitely more extreme than what you would expect something with those stats to have. And it has a few good moments of airtime. I'd say I'd put Powder Keg over Wildfire. So,
and the campground, turn to your left. If you're walking, exit to the right.
So I mean, I'd say that's definitely a ride that holds up. Thunderation, I was basically expecting Adventure Express, but with an actual ending. Like, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if when they built Thunderation, they basically sent out people to go ride Adventure Express and said, hey, we like that ride, but the ending sucks. I wouldn't be surprised if they did that, and then Thunderation was the result of it. So I mean, I'd say that ride holds up. And yes, I got my last ride on Fire in the Hole, like just because I could, because like, I mean, that was a credit that I already had, but you know, I wanted to make sure that I got my final ride on that thing, just to ensure that I wasn't going to miss out. And I mean, it's a cool dark ride. I don't get spending $30 million to build a replica of it. Like, I mean, is there nothing better you could find to spend $30 million on? Was it not possible to pull a Golden Nugget Black Diamond type move with the current coaster that's in there? I mean, I've got some questions. Like, I mean, there are just some questions with that. But yeah, it's a good dark ride, and if you come here before December 31st, I say still make sure you get on it, get your final rides. I'm getting on the tram because yes, they have free parking here, by the way, something that's a huge perk. But and then of course I got the kitty credit, which was another credit I was missing from this park, and it's just another Zamperla kitty credit. Like, I mean, it's a good credit to have, just as a pick up the credit. Oh, and of course I did Marble Cave. It lived up to what I remembered, and the formations are awesome. Like, I mean, if you come here, Marble Cave is something you cannot skip doing. Like, I mean, I am gonna say, does Marble Cave technically make Silver Dollar City the world's oldest amusement park? Because I can tell you for a fact, Marble Cave was here before 1583. Bakken opened in 1583. And that's no time at all in terms of geologic time. So, does the existence of Marble Cave technically makes Silver Dollar City the world's oldest theme park? I'll let you decide on that one.